Okay. I hope this is good lighting. It's not. Then it's not. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And I was just gonna go through my 5-star reads with ya. I couldn't really think of anything else to do. I could do like a little weekly life, but it's a Tuesday. The week is already started. But out of my 5-star reads, I read about, I think 10 last year. And some of them were rereads. So I already gave them a 5-star just because I loved them so much the first time. And I have a place in my heart for them. I'm a little sick, so that's why I sound like this. But yeah, let's get into the video. And I hope you'll read some of my 5-star reads because I love them, obviously. Should I tell you guys my recap for last year? So I have it on my iPad right here. And basically, I've read 75 books last year. And I read 27,234 pages with that. When it was towards the end of the year, I think I had like 5 more books to read. So I did cheat a little bit and read short stories. My shortest book was 40 pages. Like I said, that was the end of the year. I don't know if you consider that cheating. My mama did. But it's okay. And my longest book was 1,000 pages. And it was a 5-star. So my average book length was 363. And my average rating was a 3.4. I sound so disgusting right now. But I did read a lot of 5-star on my Kindle. Love her. But I heard the, what is it called? Kobo? Yeah, they have like the Kindle Oasis that they discontinued that I heard everybody loved, and I just never had it, and I want it. But it's like $300, and I don't have that right now. So when I do have that, maybe I'll upgrade. So I do have them pulled up on Goodreads, and I do have the other thing, the story graph as well, but that's on my phone. But to start off the year, let me see what my first 5-star was. I think I know what it was. So my first 5-star of last year, I actually have the book. Let me find it. It is 1,000 Boy Kisses by Miss Tilly Cole. I cried. It was such a good book as I can remember. And I just read the sequel to it. Tears, more tears. Main characters are Poppy and Rune. We find out why Rune moves away. Poppy ghosts Rune, and he just doesn't know why. And when he returns, like I think it's like 3 years gap. Anyway, they come back, and he figures out why she basically ghosted him and stopped replying to his texts and everything. And yeah, it's just a sad book when you figure out why. It kind of tells you why, but I just want you to read it and find why. I need you to experience the sadness. I remember looking for a book that was going to make me cry because I just wanted to cry over a book. I don't know why, but it just did. So if you want to cry, read this book, but I don't know if everyone's going to cry. Or is this just a me thing? So the second 5-star read, I don't really know how to edit. But if I can, I'll insert a picture. It was Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Yeah, Stephanie Garber. When I tell you, everyone was like, read the Caraval series first, and understandable. I already did. I read that a while ago. But I just never picked up this series because I wanted the cute covers of the book. You know, the UK version that we just don't have here. But, I mean, the Barnes & Noble exclusive ones are cute too, and I do have it upstairs, actually, in my library. But such a good book. I love this. I think I like this series more than the Caraval. Which, you know, the Caraval is still an amazing series. But I don't know, this one just really nailed it for me. It was so good. And I expect everyone to read it. Once Upon a Broken Heart is about, I'm trying to do it without too many spoilers. Our main character, Evangeline, in the beginning of the book, you find out that her true love is going to marry her sister. And she was like, how can I stop this wedding? He's mine. I want him, not my sister, you know? So she strikes a deal with the Prince of Hearts that you meet in the Caraval series. When she made that deal, everything just went kind of spiraling for her. But in the beginning, you also find out that the whole Caraval series basically happened in a week. which is crazy, a week. But yeah, I think that's how it happens. But I read this in April last year, so memory might not be so great. Third 5-star read up from 2024 is Britney Spears' memoir, The Woman in Me. I kind of give all memoirs 5 stars just because, you know, I just think it's hard to write one. You know, I feel like mentally, you have to prepare yourself a lot mentally. And I just don't want to give someone a 1 star on something they worked so hard on about their life. Like, you really can't fake that. So yeah, I just gave it a 5 star. So the next 3 5 stars I gave to the Hunger Games series. I love the Hunger Games. I will always love the Hunger Games. Like, I mean, I think we all know you really don't need a retelling. But if you haven't read the Hunger Games, you should. Like, my favorite one is Catching Fire. It is probably, I don't know, I think it's so amazing. And the movies miss so much, and I didn't know that until I first read the Hunger Games series, which was like 4 years ago. In 2020, I had an addiction to the Hunger Games during COVID because I didn't have a job. I didn't have a car. I didn't know what to do with my life. So I picked up the book for the first time and read the Hunger Games. So, and this kind of started my little reading obsession. Because I remember when she came out, Miss Suzanne Gallant, she's eating, she came out with the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And I was like, oh, let me finish this series, buy that book with, you know, my dad's money, and call it a day. And I did read that. That thickness compared to these books caught me by surprise. It used to take me, I think when I first started reading, it took me about a good, like, 2 to 3 days to finish a book, because I just couldn't sit down and read. Like, I could, but my readings couldn't read as fast. So when that book came out, that took me a good week to read, because it was so much, like, you have to think of the political part of it too, but it was so good. So I don't know, I just love the Hunger Games, and I always will. So that was a reread, so I just gave those 5 stars because I just love them so much. Another reread of my another 5 stars, so it's called #Murder Trending by Gretchen McNeil, and it's a trilogy. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. So these are the 3 books: #Murder Trending, #Murder Funding, and #No Escape. I hope there's a 4th one, because this left on like a plot twist, like 10 pages left in the book, and it was so good, so amazingly good. And I remember that kind of got me into reading too. I read that in 21, I think, because I didn't read much in 2020. We had to go back to school and everything. In 2021, I picked up a book again, and that was the first one. I got it from half off at Barnes & Noble because it was a little beat up, but it's okay. It made me fall in love with reading. So basically that one's about trying to word it right. So imagine everyone who committed a heinous crime would be put on blast. From the Postman app, they have about, like, I think there's 6 people, and obviously we don't know their identities. They will get rid of the people who did these heinous crimes, and they will record it on the Postman app, and it was basically like the most gruesomest things you could ever watch. But anyway, so our main character name is Dee, and she is found guilty of murdering her stepsister, and she didn't do it. You know, goes to trial, goes to court and everything. She's found guilty, and the next thing she really knows is she's waking up in a Cinderella ball gown dress. And one of the unknown people that we know who gets rid of these people recreates fairy tales, and basically she will be trying to escape him by living like the Cinderella story. It's really good. Obviously, I don't want to explain the next 2 because it kind of spoils the first one, but the 3rd one is a prequel. So yeah, I'll tell you about the 3rd one. But yeah, if I told you about the 2nd book, it will basically spoil the 1st book. But the 3rd book, No Escape, is a prequel. So basically, If you like the movies, escape rooms, you'll like that book. It's basically the same concept of, you know, you go to an escape room and you think it's okay, but it's actually you're playing for your life. I don't know what number I'm at. I lost count. But this is called Their Vicious Games. I got it at the library. So our main character, her name is Adina Walker, and she got her scholarship from an Ivy League college revoked. I believe it's to Yale. She had it revoked, and she needs some way to get it back. So she wants to enter this competition where it's invitation only. If you don't have an invitation, you can't go in. And basically throughout these competitions, you're competing to be a wife. But you get to be a wife to one of the richest people. So not only do you get to be set for life, so you can get like anything you want, anything you dreamed, because you got married to one of the richest people. So Adina goes up to the brother and was like, I need to get in. And he was like, no. But I says no. But the bachelor, basically, the dude you're gonna marry, comes in and was like, you'll get an invitation. So 12 people are competing for his hand in marriage, and it kind of turns into the Squid Games because people are going to die. It's life and death. You're fighting for your life. So yeah, that was a really good book. Another 5 stars, like I said, The Ballad of Never After. So the second book of the series of the Once Upon a Broken Heart, this book is probably my favorite. This is probably like a 6-star read. Something about it, the cliffhanger at the end, it was like so beautiful. And I don't want to kind of give you a synopsis because it's going to spoil the first book, but you should just read the book. Read the whole series. It's so good. If you're disappointed, it's okay. The book is so good. It's really good. And like I said, The Ballad of Never After left off with a really good cliffhanger. Went right back to the library, picked up the 3rd book, another 5 stars. This one is called A Curse for True Love. So stinking good. I might have to reread these. I wish it would come out with more books in the same universe because I don't know. I kind of got like attached to them. When I say I like fantasy books, it's something like this. So good. Another 5-star series for me. And I read these basically back to back to back to back. Actually, I did. I think it was in May. May was a good month for me. So, Binding 13. See, I thought about getting like the new editions, but the pages are so thin, and I hate thin pages like that. So, Binding 13, 5-star. Keeping 13 next. Then you have Saving 6 and Redeeming 6. And what's crazy is I actually read all these on Kindle. I haven't read the 5th book, The Taming 7, I believe. Because if it's like this and there's 2 books per couple, I don't want to read it and then have to wait for the next book. So, yeah. So while I was editing this video, I forgot to tell you what the Boys of Tommen series is about. First 2 follows Shannon and Johnny. Shannon, you find out in the beginning, does not come from a good home life or a good school life. So she transfers schools to go to like this rich private school, and that's where she meets Johnny. And the first 2 books kind of follow them. It's really good. So yeah, the second 2 books basically follow Joey, which is Shannon's brother, and Aoife, and basically their romance story. I think they both met their freshman year, but it's considered something else there. It tells you all in the dictionary. Very good series, highly recommend. Once you read it, you'll be sad because you want it to keep going. But yeah, Taming 7, I'm waiting. Hopefully there's another book. If there's not and I just haven't read it, that's crazy. But hopefully there is. So my last 5-star read of the year was The Wizard of Oz. So with Wicked coming out and everything, I was like, let me dive in and read like the actual story, just kind of see how it lines up together. Wasn't disappointed in this book. It was really good actually. The lion started irritating me though. And it's a classic, I think. But to me, it's a classic. But yeah, the lion, he was very cowardly. They weren't lying when they said he was a cowardly lion. But yeah, that was all my 5-star reads. I hope I encouraged you to read some books as well. Or read some of these books as well, I mean. A couple books did put me in a book slump last year, and we're going to try to avoid those books. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.